Hello dear students, in our lesson today we're going to deal with some grammar and more specifically we're going to do the conditional sentences. We're going to focus on the first conditional and the second conditional. Let's look at this example. If he goes to South America next year, he will go to university the year after. What does this show? That is a possible result. So, if he goes, the possibility is that he will go to university. So, the first conditional is formed by if plus present simple. Here it is, if plus present simple in the clause that starts with if. And we have the result clause. So what is the result? He will go. So will or won't plus infinitive. So once again, in order to form the first conditional, we have got two parts. One part is the if clause and the other part is the result clause. If plus present simple, will or won't plus infinitive. Let's see one more example. If he works hard, he will pass his exams. We can see that we have a comma when we start with if clause, with the if clause. But we can start it the other way around. So we can say he will pass his exams if he works hard, or he will go to university the year after if he goes to South America next year. But in this case, we don't put a comma, as we can see. Now let's go and practice the first conditional that we just learned. Don't forget, we said in the first conditional we have if plus present simple in one part and the other part will or won't plus infinitive. So if plus present simple, don't forget. So if Joe passes or will pass his exams, we said if plus present simple. So if Joe passes all his exams, his parents, the other part, has got will. His parents will buy him a car. Number two, my teacher doesn't or won't mind. What did we say? We said one part has got if plus present simple, the other part has got will or won't. So my teacher won't mind if I finish my essay tomorrow. Number three, if Ella doesn't or won't find a job this year, if plus present simple, if Ella doesn't find a job this year, she will do voluntary work to get experience. Number four, they, don't forget you need will in the part that doesn't have if. So they will miss all their friends if they choose if plus present simple, if they choose to go abroad. Number five, if the school uniform is compulsory, if plus present simple, next year, we will have to wear it. Number six, if John, if plus present simple, I'm repeating so that you can so that you will not forget it. If John drops P and art, he will have more time for academic subjects. Number seven, we have a question here. Will you help or do you help me with your homework if I have or will have a problem? We start with will or won't, we said, in one part. So, will you help me with my homework if I have a problem? And number 8, Sandra doesn't do or won't do a gap year if she doesn't collect or won't collect some money. So, she won't do a gap year if plus present simple if she doesn't collect some money. And let's move on. We have one more exercise with the first conditional. We need to put the appropriate form in the same way that we did it. So he thinks, if we said plus present simple, so if I go traveling, I won't go to university when I come back. Number 2, if I tell them the truth, if plus present simple, they definitely won't let me go. Number 3, now you don't start with if, you start with the result clause. So you will not or you won't learn any Spanish if you visit her, of course. Number 4, if my dad, present simple, if my dad doesn't agree, you need won't here, of course, I won't be able to go. Number 5, if my mom, present simple please, if my mom thinks it's a good idea, you need will, she will convince your dad. We finished with the first conditional. We're going to continue with the second conditional now. Take a look at the sentence so that we can make the difference between first conditional and second conditional. If I were you, I would live in a huge house. If I were you, but I am not you. So this is not real. It's something that is imaginary, in the present, of course. So the difference between the first conditional and the second conditional is that the second conditional refers to something that is imaginary, something that is not real. If I were you, but I am not you. So, imaginary situations in the present. And how do we form the second conditional? If plus past simple, one part of the sentence, and the other part it's would or wouldn't plus infinitive. In the first conditional we had if plus present simple, will or won't. In the second conditional, that is imaginary, that is not real, we've got if plus past simple, would, wouldn't plus infinitive. In the same way we can swap the two parts, so we can start with the if conditional like if Sue knew Italian, she would apply for this job, or with a comma here, or we can start she would apply for this job if she knew Italian. So let's go now and practice the second conditional by doing some exercises in the same way that we did in the first conditional. Okay, don't forget, we've got now if plus past simple. It is imaginary, we said, situation. So if plus, what is the past simple of the verb go? If everybody went to university, nobody, you need would or wouldn't in the second part. Nobody would want to do hard physical work. Buses wouldn't be so crowded if more people, if plus present simple, put it in the past, past simple. If more people worked from home. It is imaginary because not many people work from home. Number 3, if people, past simple, don't forget, didn't apply for low paid jobs, salaries, you need would go up, as we can see. Number 4, family relationships would improve, we start with the second part, If parents, past simple please. What is the past simple of the verb spend? It is spent with a T. Present simple, past simple. So, if parents spent more time with their children. Number 5. You would be happier if you, what is the past simple of have? Had. If you had an interesting and well-paid job. Number 6. When we want to give advice, what do we say? If I were you, I would go and see a doctor. That is the most classical way to give some advice to someone. Her grades would be better if she, what? Put it in the past simple please. If she studied harder. Be careful. Studies with a Y. In the past it becomes I-E-D. We drop Y. And number 8, you have a question. So, would you take that job if they offered it to you? As you saw, it's not difficult. You just keep the theory in your minds and then you can continue with the exercise. And one more. We have the sentences. We have the situations. This is the real situation. And we want to imagine that we can change it. So, the situation is, I don't have a part-time job, so I don't earn any money. This is the reality. Now, we are imagining that we have a part-time job. So, we can say, if I had a part-time job, I would earn money. So, you can see the real situation using present tenses and the imaginary situation using the past simple. So if plus past simple, if I had a part-time job, but I don't have a part-time job. So you can see the difference. Another real situation. I don't earn any money, so I don't go out. This is the reality that I don't earn any money. So I want to change this and I'm imagining if I earned money, I would go out. But in fact, I don't earn any money. So I imagine myself earning more money. I don't go out, so I don't meet new people. But if I went out, of course, I would meet more people, more new people. I don't meet new people, so my life is boring. Let's imagine that I met new people. So, if I met new people, my life wouldn't be so boring. Again, we will not forget that we have if plus past simple and the other part, would or wouldn't plus the infinitive, the simple verb. My life is boring, so I'm not happy. I want to change this, so I'm imagining, but this is the reality. So, if my life wasn't boring, I would be happy. And one more. I'm not happy, so I need a part-time job. So we go back in the very beginning. So this is the reality. I am not happy. And I imagine something, and I'm saying, if I was or if I were, we can use both of them. If I was happy or if I were happy, I wouldn't need a part-time job. So again, we said if plus past simple, would or wouldn't need a part-time job. And as homework, I would like from you to read these sentences and you can complete them so that they can be true for you. So you can continue them by giving your own ideas. For example, I will get a place at university if I study hard. And this is the first conditional Or, for example, if I don't get a good job, I will not have money. As you can see, it is easier because you only have the first conditional for you to use. So we revised the first conditional, we revised the second conditional. You can continue by working a lot of exercises, and I'm sure that you will feel secure about your answers. Goodbye until we meet next time.